I was on the phone with my mom, being a little brat. I don't want to stay in Kansas City. There's no Asian community here. How am I supposed to live here? How am I supposed to make a life here? She's like, first of all, Jackie, stop crying. If there's no community there, why don't you make one? Creating a business is fulfilling a need. Just create it yourself. The older you get, the more you realize, Mama was right. I'll open up my own coffee shop, not just for Asian Americans, but for people who feel othered. There's a need here, I should fulfill it. So, I'm the first generation in my family, only one born in America. So I had this expectation to do really, really well. It was through my school that I kind of discovered my love for performing. I loved singing, dancing, doing cheerleading. It made me feel really happy. When I started to do theater professionally, I truly started to feel like my calling was to be a communicator of some sort. My last big professional job, I was slated to be on the road for about 2 years, and then all of Broadway was shut down. Actors were lost. I was very lost. I had all my belongings in 2 suitcases, ended up in Kansas City. I had this passion project of opening up my own coffee shop, and Cafe was born. I think it was a part of whatever plan I'm part of. There truly is no handbook to starting a completely different life from the life that you knew. So I decided, I'm gonna jump in and see what this coffee shop can do. I actually started my shop on just a table, like lemonade stand style. I didn't have a following. I didn't know anyone here, so I would just have to be like, here's a Vietnamese coffee, come and get it. In the pandemic, I had a lot of time, so I dove deep. I learned about branding, made sure my colors were right, my logo was dope. One thing I do wish I knew before going into this was having more financial literacy. I, growing up, did not have really good examples to lead by, so I was really intimidated by finance. Do your research and get an accountant. Hire people that are smarter than you. I lean on my mentors. I asked a lot of questions, took business classes. I found a food trailer, bought it, cart broke down. Across the street was this amazing family that owns this home goods shop. Hey, do you want to use our kitchen temporarily to serve coffee out of? You don't have to pay any rent, just serve your coffee. We believe in your business. We want to help you. My community here, they back us up. They are ride or die. They're like, oh my God, there's nothing like this here. Your branding's awesome. When are you gonna expand? It's amazing to get that reaction because you are introducing a whole new facet of culture to someone, and you want them to appreciate it the way that you appreciate it. When they're like, oh my God, this coffee is amazing. You're like, right? That's what I grew up with. People really care about where their money is going, where they're spending their time, who is selling, what products are being made, what is the story behind what you're doing. There's a big need for the Asian American and the Asian narrative to be highlighted because in the Midwest, it's just not. I have a story to tell, and I want to tell it to as many people as possible. Coffee in Vietnam is part of the day. You wake up, get ready for work, you go to a coffee shop. When you finish work, you go back to the coffee shop, finish catching up with your friends, get a cup of coffee, and then you go back home, do whatever you need to do. I really want to emulate that with Cafe. How I'm building this brick and mortar for Cafe has been somewhat unconventional because I'm not getting out alone. I am crowdfunding, bootstrapping, fundraising, door knocking. I'm doing everything that I can to open my doors and cut the ribbon without being in debt. Since I am the first generation, I want to build generational wealth for my family and build a legacy for my family. And I can't do that if I'm in debt. I think my story can be very relatable to other first generation POCs who are kids to refugees and immigrants, kids who had to be parents to their parents, kids who were the breadwinners for their family. Maybe my story is really similar to theirs, and I want to tell it for them. I want to tell it for our community. I have never felt more successful, and I did nothing except be 100% myself.